Okay, before I go through this other video clip for you guys. Alright, Letecia's jury trial selection starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Colorado time. Now, half the world is going to be watching this. There's going to be tons of people streaming this. I thought I was going to be able to stream, okay, the whole time. No, I can't. I had a couple of doctor's appointments during the week. However, Jules, I know she'll be live streaming it, but in the evenings, for sure, I want to discuss what happened that day in court. But there's some days that I will be streaming the hearing. So now anybody can go on WebEx and watch it themselves, and I'm going to show you how. You come here to Colorado Judicial Branch, okay, and then you go to, let's go to El Paso, because that's where the hearing is. Then you go to Case of Interest, and her name will pop up, okay? And then you see here, jury selection begins March 20th. You click there. Then you can either do it on your computer or you could join by phone, okay? And follow these rules, people. So you join it, and you open this, and then you sign in. And see, you have to have WebEx downloaded, and we'll show you how to do that. So it'll say don't have WebEx, download it now. So there you have it, and that's how you do it. And the judges' rules are they cannot show video of the jurors, but we will get the audio. But once the trial starts, then we can watch a video part of it also. And let's see what else. So yeah, we're going to be able to live stream it. Okay, and this is the prelim, and it wasn't being televised, but you know, they were doing Twitter, and this is Nicole from Channel 31 News out there. And at 8:50, she appeared via WebEx, and she didn't show up in the courtroom, of course. And the judge said something to her. She says, "I have confidence in my defense." And then the judge said, acknowledge that she's waiving her right to be there. Judge explaining that they will be reviewing the evidence in the case, and it could impact whether or if she will get granted bond. She says she understood, does not want to be here in person. Judge says he's going to make her appear on WebEx again tomorrow to tell him if he changes her mind and wants to come. She immediately left the room after telling the judge she understands. The DA said Letecia not showing up simply because she doesn't want to be here makes it harder for witnesses to point to her and say she did it. He's asking that we just set a trial date because of this and waive the hearing. Judge heard arguments from both sides. He says he thinks Letecia waived her presence at the proceeding, but she can clearly, clearly says she does not want to waive the proceedings. Judge wants to move on with the evidence. Prosecution calls the first witness, which is Jason, and they are going to show a lot of pictures for evidence. Okay, and the sergeant was Santa Rosa County Sheriff's. Got a call, responded to a body under a highway bridge on March 17th. Okay, so March 17th, we got that? No, okay. The highway inspector found a suitcase while inspecting the river bridge. Inspector opened the suitcase and found body wrapped in blankets. The body appeared to be a small child. Clothes on the body led them to identify it as a male. They guessed it was someone 9 to 14 years old. Said there was an imprint in the ground consistent with someone dropping the suitcase off the bridge. He went on to say he went to the missing persons database and saw a picture of Gannon. Notice similar smile. Oh, similar dental, height, and weight features. Can you imagine that? Trigger warning. Okay, PD tells court he observed injuries to the body, fractured skull, gunshot wound to lower left jaw, what looks like stab wounds to the chest, right back, cuts on the hands, arms consistent with defensive wounds. Autopsy report says 18 sharp force injuries. My God, Letecia. No mask can hide the pain in Gannon's biological family's eyes right now. They show the flyer. Gannon's loved ones were crying because they got to see the picture of what he saw. The families embracing one another, bowing their heads to avoid looking at the screen, which shows the suitcase. Body was found underneath the Florida bridge. We are now seeing a pillow and a blanket found in the suitcase along with the body. There are little blue sharks on them. Doctor conducting the autopsy found the gunshot wound itself could have been fatal. Did not determine if the gunshot or blunt force trauma was before or after death. Autopsy cause of death was gunshot wound and blunt trauma to the head. He says he would have guessed the body may have been in the suitcase for over a month before he was found. Oh, God. Okay, and then, let's see, Clark has experience investigating cell phone information. And GPS tracker. So he was with the FBI. And they showed the map where Letecia was, the vehicle was, and showing the hotel receipts. Clark talks about the 28th. A neighbor surveillance shows Volkswagen leaving. This was the footage I shared with you first back in 2020. A car tractor also shows car heading to the airport. It shows her at the car rental place, her internet searches. She picks up Al. She returns the car. Cell phone data shows that she put her phone into airplane mode. There was a 30-minute pause in traveling from Pelican area while the phone went into airplane mode. Crews ended up searching there and didn't find anything of value. Let's see where else. She put on airplane mode again. And this is where the map shows the path from Falcon out east, heading west to the County Line Road in Palmer Lake area. Now, that's the video I just showed you. The whole time, about 2 hours, her phone was in airplane mode at 9:51 p.m. And phone connects to Wi-Fi at Hilton, at Renegade, next to Starbucks Wi-Fi. Then she connects with Harley. Records from Harley's phone show she was not at massage therapy when Letecia's car parked. Around midnight, Harley picked up Letecia's car. Letecia's car is left in the parking lot overnight as they go home. They took Harley's car. Letecia's aunt flew into town Thursday and rented a car. Letecia had access to the car. Teams were watching Letecia's movements. Okay, the court took a break. Let's see. And then they talk about her doing the news interview. Okay, Letecia had family fly in. Her mother, stepbrother, her stepsister came, as well as her aunt, who let her use rental cars while sheriff's office seized Letecia's car and phone. Letecia rents a van located at Garden of the Gods. Early morning, early afternoon, defendant purchases a Verizon cell phone at Walmart. Defendants traveling from Colorado to Florida to South Carolina. Clark says the trip of more than 1,000 miles. Daughter Harley accompanied her in the van. Surveillance video along the route shows both Letecia and her daughter on that trip. Credit card data, new phone, toll road data. Oh my God. See, it's been a while, people. There's a lot of information here. Just after midnight, February 4th, they arrived in Pensacola, Florida. They stayed at a hotel there. Then they focused back on the GPS. They rented a room at Candlewood Suites. They entered the room at 4:15. Van is tracked less than 2 miles away from the bridge where the body was found, which is 3.3 miles away from the hotel. Clark says only 2 people involved in this investigation is Letecia and her daughter Harley. February 1st, the receipt has Letecia's name on it, shows her reward programs, login. February 4th, only staying a few hours. They headed to Orlando and then South Carolina. Let's see, what else? They conducted a search of the home of the night reported. She reported him missing as a runaway. Let's see. Made contact with Letecia on 2 occasions during the search. First in an attached garage, and then the lower level of the residence had body-worn cameras. So we'll be seeing that. We will be hearing and seeing on body cam worn. Okay. Letecia on police body-worn camera during the search. We hear her contesting to the search. Oh. On body-worn camera, you hear her saying Gannon said he was going to his friend's house to play video games. She said something about cleaning a mess he made in the carpet downstairs. And then they started going through the garage. Letecia comes in there, says he'll never hide in there. We see what looks like a suitcase in the car, captured on body-worn camera. Oh no. Gannon's bedroom, Letecia talks how it is very fashion, about how Gannon has tons of clothes. She is not the person that talks to Gannon's friends or parents. She says Al, Gannon's father, is the one that says yes and no to play dates. Nothing indicated to him that there was something violent may have occurred. Letecia's attorney is now asking the sergeant. He asked if he saw a suitcase in the car. He said he didn't know if the suitcase was in there. He didn't look in a suitcase. Then they talked about another search warrant where they found dry red liquid substance on one of the stairs leading to the garage and on the garage floor. They searched tools that they had, sonar to horses, prodding poles. Some days there were hundreds of searchers. Snow was pretty thick at that time. On Perry Park Road, there's a S curve. And I think that's where they found the plywood. Let's see. We are now seeing pictures from the S curve. Canine alerted in the area. Checkered barbed wire fence and noticed a flat plywood board that had snow on top of it. Didn't appear to be moved. And that's when it confirmed it was Gannon's DNA. All right. Let's see. And then they're showing more pictures of Gannon's bed and a suitcase in Florida. The bedding that the body was wrapped in matches Gannon's bedding. They had reason to believe that foul play, and their mission was to look for blood evidence. And that's why they went back there. And then they showed blood spatters that were all over the wall and on the outlet and all that. And it was apparent where the carpet was cleaned and the padding underneath the carpet and concrete were not. That's where the blood soaked through. I'm just skimming through this, people. Okay. Let's see. In the master bedroom, they found a 9mm handgun, had Letecia's DNA on it, and a major portion of the DNA on the trigger belonged to her. Oh my God. And they found 3 bullets, one from the body's head, 2 from the pillow. Oh God, Letecia. Wow. The 3 DNA profiles found on the swab, 2 male and 1 female. Defense brings up concern that contaminated the room when he touched a carpet on ungloved hands. He noticed it was crunchy and had them pull it up. He said he wanted to set an example for his team and own up to their mistakes. He said there's no evidence that pointed to Al being involved. He was in Oklahoma for training. Landon is not involved. Just Gannon and Letecia were home. Surveillance only showed Gannon and Letecia. Letecia's been fabricating things in the past. Judge took pages of notes. Oh, okay, that's enough.
Take a look. We slowed down the video to give you a better picture. You're seeing investigators with the sheriff's office and FBI's evidence response team sifting through snow and dirt with screens and gloves. There are yellow evidence flags all over this area. This location on the side of South Perry Park Road, it's the same exact spot they were digging into Saturday. Cynthia Kaufman, a close friend of Gannon's biological mom and father, saw this with me today. As a former attorney general, these sites were emotional for her too.
Okay, now we got to see up close and personal where she brought his body in the meantime. Okay, and this is Crime Curious, aka Jennifer Knight. She did this drive with me twice on a live stream, and I think she did it on her own maybe 1 or 2 times. So she's been at the site where we try to find, pretty much narrow down the area where he was at. It was a very, very somber live to be in. So that's the road, 105. And let's see, where is it? There it is right there. Cannon's Rock. So we think he was found back in there. Or at least the cardboard. Or the wood board or whatever that flew out of the truck or whatever. But I have all these videos on private, and maybe down the road I'll take them off private because I'm going to respect Crime Curious. She did put 4 hours into doing this, and I'm going to respect her in that sense. Okay, it got shut off. I'm sorry. What's going on here? Okay. Yeah, because what she did is she did a detailed map of what we got in the probable cause affidavit, and so she made stops everywhere that Letecia went, according to those documents. So yeah, just beyond there, back there. That's private property back there.